Doom do 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 doom do 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 do.
So let's get down to business.
One of the latest innovations is the virtual pop star. These digital avatars release music and work with brands.
Can you imagine any of the original punks from the 1970s shamelessly selling their souls to a faceless corporation like that?
Do I buy Country Life butter to support our hard-working British dairy farmers?
I wasn't expecting a live performance from Lord Sugar.
And nor did you get one. It was CGI. I imagine a real live performance from Lord Sugar would look something like this.
Who's the current #1 artist in the world?
Well, Lawrence Fox, obviously.
Good for the conversation, they stole a march on your indecision.
It's Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, well, her too.
Female pop and empowerment is our goal.
And what could be more empowering to women the world over than to be cynically manipulated by a musical marketing avatar into buying shit she doesn't need?
Jordan is once again overlooked for her sub-team leader post, this time in favour of Liam.
Who'd write some really good lyrics around inspiring young people.
Because when you think cool, hip and in tune with the youths of today, you naturally think of a mild-mannered middle-class white man called Snelling. Yeah, I think I'm getting it. Oh, good God, what the fuck is that?
Do you see a strong, empowered woman?
The only thing that woman looks strong and empowered enough to do is scream demoralising abuse at a 16-year-old fast food worker for putting too much lettuce on her burger.
My life was a mess, just like the rest of
It was at this moment he knew.
They'd
fucked up.
Hey, can I have your attention?
We are sorry that the 1441 Virgin Train service to Glasgow Central is delayed by approximately 15 minutes.
No. Oh my gosh.
No. She is like more modest in her approach, and I think that's a USP.
I mean, yeah. I guess we had Susan Boyle back in 2009, and she went on to sell millions of records and host one of the best, most celebrated and well-publicised anal bum parties in history. So maybe this could be the modern CGI equivalent of that.
My heart beats for success. Look at me in this dress. I feel strong in my own skin.
Oh dear.
So obviously Fred does sound like he's inhaled helium.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Get us some good feedback.
Yeah, that's going to be tricky to obtain if everyone thinks it's shite though, without resorting to torture or coercion, of course. Did you like our song? Did you like our song? Did you like our song?
Please do raise your hand if you liked our song.
Love that woman in the front row who almost raised her hand, but then disguised it as scratching her neck when she saw that she'd be the only one.
They've been through a struggle in life. They've hustled to make their ends. Sorry.
Oh, for f***'s sake. It's one of those Irish girls' names like Seopan, Niammaha, or Seahorse. You never like to see someone so excited and pleased with themselves when you know they're about to have their dreams crushed. Actually, what am I saying? It's absolutely fucking hilarious.
I had zero involvement in this.
No.
I don't think that's anything to be proud of.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, is it not? It's just I spent years flexing that I had zero involvement in the 2005 shooting of John Charles de Menezes at Stockwell Tube Station. I used to have it on my Tinder profile and everything.
Former tennis player Max England.
From the last few days has been Carlo's lack of contribution, in my opinion.
You have to know you've messed up pretty badly when Timu Tim Henman starts making you his bitch.
Essentially, I know we said Taylor Swift in the morning meeting.
Yeah, well, you're a mile off for that.
Yeah. It's less Taylor Swift and more Taylor Phil. The power.
It felt like you had created a #1 track.
Yeah.
More like a #2 track.
What fresh hell is this?
Lisa's Cafe? What the hell happened to La Cabana?
Ivan, you did nothing in this task respectfully.
I didn't get the opportunity to do anything in the task.
But you did that on task 1 as well.
I
You've
did.
been coasting by Ivan.
Now, I'm not saying Amber Rose is definitely right or anything, but prior to rewatching this episode to make this video, I'd completely forgotten this woman even existed.
I've contributed greatly to this task and worked really, really hard on the last 2 tasks.
Yeah, they all work hard. Everyone works hard.
And Amber Rose, don't you act?
Actually, Lord Sugar, that's not true. I did fuck all.
Yvonne, you're fired.
No, not Ivan. I feel like we were really starting to get to know her.
I do wish I did speak out a little bit more, and yeah, probably wouldn't be sitting here right now.
And a bit of behind the scenes gossip for you. She's actually still sitting there to this very day. Nothing sinister or John Warboysy or anything. It's just that even the taxi driver completely forgot she was there. And none of his subsequent fares have yet noticed her sitting in the back with him either.
Surprise, motherfucker!
What's in the past is in the past. Let's just move forward.
And if I know reality TV as well as I think I do, I'm sure they all live happily ever after from this moment on. Naturally, episodes 1 and 2 are still available on the channel, and I've put the links in the description. But for now, let's cast our curious and, let's be honest, if you're watching this, probably quite hungover eyes to week 3.
And in a somewhat jarring break from the norm, the episode begins at the house not at 4 AM, but 8 PM, where, as pure luck and coincidence would have it, the candidates are chatting about last week's task.
Yeah, it was cool. It's definitely not something I think any of us have done before or even heard of. Malika had some awful singing to be doing, so did Anissa.
Classic. Completely natural joke from Keir there. Definitely not the sort of joke that would have been fed to him by a producer, because that's what a TV producer's idea of a joke is.
And as for completely spontaneous banter continues to flow, a dark and menacing looking Rolls Royce is shown making its way through London, which can only mean one of two things. Either some serious plot relevant shit is about to go down, or Lady Penelope has turned heel.
Milady.
Who's at the door?
Oh my god, like, who could that possibly be? Like, I've genuinely got no idea.
Alright, come. Someone's at the door.
Who's at the door?
I don't know.
Come on, who are you then? Ronnie Bickering. Who? Ronnie Bickering. Who? Ronnie Bickering!
Nah, not really.
Everyone come down!
No.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Lord Sugar's here. Come here.
What?
Come here.
Yeah, you know, that scene we just spent the last 2 hours rehearsing.
And once everyone's gathered in the living room, Lord Sugar explains that the reason he's come to the house is because tomorrow, the candidates are being sent to Stratford-upon-Avon and the surrounding Warwickshire area. Quite why he couldn't have phoned, emailed or even WhatsApped these instructions to them is never explained. Although if Alan's grasp of modern communications displayed here is anything to go by, it's not hard to see why the Amstrad emailer failed to take off.
Now, famously, Stratford is the birthplace of
pint-sized kleptomaniac chef Anthony Worrell Thompson.
William Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about him.
Well, you're going to have to be very good with words on this task too, because it's all about the art of negotiation.
Please tell me they're not being sent all the way up to Stratford just to make that tortuously stretched metaphor work.
Whatever the reason, Lord Sugar explains that once there, each team will have a list of 9 items to source and purchase, with the winning team being the one that spends the least amount of money. And before leaving, he also mixes the teams up by swapping Malika and Dean with Liam and Nadia. A switcheroo which, from Nadia's new teammate's perspective at least, must have been akin to the bomb switch at the end of Arlington Road. And the next morning, after welcoming their new conscripts, the first job for each team is to choose a project manager.
To be fair, this is right down my street. I buy and sell daily, it's what I do. I'm a haggler, I'm always haggling.
Roughly translated, I'm completely insufferable in independent shops, and the minimum wage staff working in them absolutely hate me.
And in the absence of any challengers, Dean unanimously wins the vote. While on the other team, Wishing to redeem himself for his performance in the process so far, a determined Carlo makes a defiant statement of intent.
I'm being too forward or too forceful. I'm going to be involved in this task, so if be it project manager or sub-PM.
Damn right. They say being a successful entrepreneur is all about confidence and laying it all on the line, and there is a confident and powerful declaration right there. Carlo's either going to be PM or sub-PM, and ain't nothing or nobody going to stop him.
I'd like to put myself forward as project manager as well.
Right, why don't we put it to a vote, guys?
Hands up for Max.
Brilliant. Happy to steer the ship in the right direction.
Max.
Liam, I'd quite like it if you were sub-team leader.
Carlo wanted to be sub-team.
I'd like you to be on my team and just like to supervise that.
Oh, right. Well, I don't know, maybe you could be like milk monitor or something.
While across the hall, Malika's equally bold gambit for the sub-team leader role achieves an equally successful result.
And I've worked with Mia, so that's the reason why.
Okay, so should we do another vote again?
I think.
What for?
I don't think anyone put their hands up for you, babe.
And with that sorted, the teams start getting to grips with some of the items they'll need to track down.
A fleece, specification sheared today.
Has anyone sheared a sheep before out of interest?
I have.
Well, skinned one alike, but same difference.
And rhubarb.
5 kilograms picked today.
I don't know what a rhubarb is.
No. Oh.
Jesus, how London can you get? By Graham up north? What, like Tottenham way?
The next item is
Ophelia.
Oh, Ophelia. I'm glad you said it because I didn't know how to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the hardest looking word to pronounce, is it? It's not like that Welsh train station or the name of the candidate that got fired last week, for instance.
Has anyone heard of it?
It's a Shakespearean character. There must be a drink kind of named after Ophelia.
Yep. I hope you like shoehorned in Shakespeare references because we've got an absolute fuck ton of them this week.
Next up, concave shoes. A lightweight horseshoe.
They're like those shoes that the knights used to wear.
What? Like these ones, you mean?
Peacock quill. Spec is NIB. I'm sure that stands for number in box.
Yeah, that's a pen with a nib at the end.
Or maybe it might stand for, I don't know, knobhead in boutiques.
I'm a haggler. I'm always haggling.
I mean, I know that'll begin with a K, but go with it, yeah?
And once Professor Dean's team have savvily sleuthed their way through the list of items, the discussion turns to negotiation strategy, with Mia deferring to Master Haggler Dean for his invaluable insight and expertise.
Not got a clue, to be honest. How I normally negotiate is when they give me the price, I then ask again, what's your best price? To get them to come down.
Wow, some absolutely priceless nuggets of expert advice there. So ask them what the price is, and then try to get them to lower that price. Yeah, don't get that sort of wisdom from a book, do you?
In terms of the process, do you think it's better to save time or save money? What's kind of your priority going into this?
Both.
Oh man, he just flipped from Del Boy to David Brent in an instant.
You know that old thing, live fast, die young? Not my way. Live fast, sure, live too bloody fast sometimes. But die young, die old.
Meanwhile, the other team were able to identify the items on the list rather more successfully, and are now also devising their negotiating plan of attack.
I'd like us to be opening in and around 50%. I don't want to be insulting at this point.
Yeah, you don't want to be insulting them at this point. You want to work your way up to that as the negotiation progresses. Good day, sir. How much is this Ophelia wine per bottle?
Per bottle is £30.
Could you maybe come down to, say, 15?
Best I can do is 25.
Now look here, you fucking bellend. Your mother's a whore. And I bet your dad walked out on you, and I can't say I blame him.
You're right. It's affected me my whole life, and I don't think it will never truly love me.
So, can we shake on £12.50?
And with roles, strategies and routes agreed on, both teams embark on the 100+ mile journey to Stratford and the surrounding area, while making calls to various retailers en route in a bid to pinpoint where to go to acquire each item. And the first port of call for Dean's team is a local antique shop with an 18-carat pre-1900 pocket watch for sale. And the ever-astute Dean wastes no time in asking the technical and probing questions to put the store owner on the back foot.
You know that this is a pocket watch because...
You would literally put it in your pocket.
And with the jargon-heavy interrogation over, the discussion turns to the price, which doesn't turn out to be quite the bargain Dean had been hoping for.
We've got a price tag on it of £1,100.
Wow. Right, that's well above anything that we're thinking. Trouble is, I need the cheapest stopwatch I can get.
Pocket watch.
Pocket watch.
Well, the stopwatch should be easy enough. Just tell Lord Sugar to open up the free clock app on his phone.
How did they not know that 18 carat is expensive?
I mean, they've got a project manager who struggles with basic words and another guy who doesn't know what a rhubarb is. At this point, I'd be amazed if they knew that those emails in their spam folders weren't from legit Nigerian generals or cash-strapped, unfeasibly horny damsels in distress, to be honest with you.
But the team do at least learn their lesson, and resolve to look for a silver pocket watch elsewhere on the high street instead. While in Gloucestershire, the sub-team attempt to track down the freshly sheared fleece, with the understanding that Mia will lead the negotiation.
We were really looking for something around the £10 mark, if that's something you might be able to come down to.
Fleeces, they typically retail for about £25, £30, don't they?
Now there's a woman who's obviously never set foot in a TK Maxx.
However, despite Mia's visible irritation over the interruption, Malika helps to bargain the sheep farmer down to a deal of £18, $22 lower than the original asking price.
So I did go in and I just said, look, 18, and then we get going. I hope Mia was okay with that.
Yeah, you got a good deal. I'm sure she'll be fine.
I felt, Malika, unfortunately, you interjected quite a lot in that. Please can we make sure for the next one, if someone is to lead, that they lead?
Yeah, Malika, butting in, helping us get a discount of over 50%. Next time, stay out of it, you bitch.
While on Max's team, the hunt is on for the concave shoes, with Max himself declaring that he will leave the negotiation.
We were kind of thinking more around the kind of £10 mark at this stage, and I know that's incredibly cheeky.
$17.50.
Do you mind terribly if we just take a quick 5 minutes to just talk? I just want to make...
Fuck me, man. It's like if Wimbledon were a person.
I think we can get him down a little bit lower.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with that. We'll say... Yeah, well, let's say, I think maybe if we're going at £15.
However, despite presenting all the toughness of a privately educated lamb shank, Max manages to close the deal at £12.50. But in the car afterwards, Carlo has prepared some critique of Max's negotiation method, feeling that the project manager wasn't personal or friendly enough.
Okay, now I am going to stop. I'm going to stop you there. Carlo, I'm going to listen to me. Carlo, listen to me. I'm going to get wound up now.
Now, you look here, Milado. I like to think I'm a very reasonable chap, but if you continue to get on my wick, then by Jove, you are going to see a side of me that you will not much like.
Got a habit of having an opportunity to talk in the moment, not
when you were negotiating.
No, I don't want to hear anything more of it. I want to...
And speaking of peaceful cohesion and harmony, Nadia is preparing to leave the fleece negotiation on the sub-team.
I'll be opening extreme, I'm working my way backwards.
Okay, sounds a bit ominous. But yeah, as long as her opening offer appears reasonable, then that ought to be a decent foundation to begin talks.
£20 a fleece. So,
£20 a fleece, yeah? All right, cool. So I'd like to make you an offer, my friend. £1.50.
Oh.
Yeah, we couldn't go that low because it's just not justifiable.
I mean, in her defence, if this was 1973 and the Vietnamese version of The Apprentice, that wouldn't be a bad opening offer at all.
Okay, so from that perspective then, have you got like a cost in mind of where you were thinking?
£20.
Yeah, £20. The price I just said.
Thankfully for Nadia, Liam is on hand to step in and save the day, with a final price of £12 being agreed on. And with that sorted, the shearing can begin.
Done him a favour. It's sunny, look. You don't want that jacket on.
Yeah, I don't want to make any potentially slanderous speculations as to what this farmer's feeding the livestock, but that sheep looks like he's absolutely off his face.
And while that newly undressed sheep presumably goes off to procure some Mars bars before getting to work on recording his next reggae album, Max's team and sub-team trade responsibilities for securing some items according to their current respective locations, while elsewhere, Dean's team's second attempt at acquiring the pocket watch proves more fruitful than the first, and Johnny begins bargaining for the allegedly mystical rhubarb.
How do you have your rhubarb, Richard?
Is that a euphemism?
I love it stewed down with lots of sugar. Is that how you have it?
Already foraging for a fruity deal.
Oh, well, custard, isn't it?
Oh, Richard, you dirty boy.
And with that top rhubarb-based bants out of the way, it's time to talk numbers.
How much would you usually sell that for?
We're at $6.95 a kilo.
Is that your best price, Richard?
Eventually, the team secure the 5 kilograms of rhubarb they need for a price of £2.95 per kilo. However, there's a catch.
We could pick the rhubarb ourselves. Is that something that we could do?
Yeah, you can go and pick it yourselves if you want.
Ah, you see? People were worrying about the shortage of fruit pickers in Britain after we left the EU. But it turns out we can just get desperate, quite easy to manipulate apprentice candidates to do the job for nothing. It's taken several years and countless shattered lives and businesses, but I think I finally solved Brexit. So yeah, presumably this is my last video before taking my seat in the House of Lords. Although Baron McFall of Alcluth, if you're watching this, I'm only going to be around for half a year. And I also can't do Tuesdays because it's pool night.
So many bees and wasps.
Oh, that's no problem. The candidates know loads about bees.
80% nectar.
And that's what creates your honey.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a slug on me. This is my idea of hell.
Yeah, watching this inhumane torture and suffering Mia's going through really puts the ongoing genocide in Gaza into perspective, doesn't it?
Meanwhile, the other team are also in the process of obtaining their rhubarb, and they too are offered a further discount if they agree to pick it themselves. However, unlike Mia, Keir has the presence of mind to ask how long it would take, ultimately declining on the grounds of time saving. And after agreeing on a price of £3 per kilo, Keir also has the presence of mind to double check the weight of the rhubarb to ensure it exactly meets the 5 kilogram spec. However, on the other team, after Johnny has finished plucking his rhubarb for a delighted Richard.
5.7, there you are, look. I'll tell you what we do, look, that's 16.76, we'll do it for 15 quid. You can take the lot.
About getting the weight right. They didn't get charged, that's the good news. But the extra weight will mean the spec is wrong.
I mean, yeah, but what sort of joyless, cartoonishly anal human being would take umbrage at getting more food for the same price?
That's the biggest load of garbage I've ever seen. No, I'm not joking. It's a bloody shambles. You're fired.
Oh, right.
A few more rhubarbs than he asked for. What's the problem in that?
Absolutely. Lord Sugar loves a freebie and so do I. So I think he'll be grand.
Yeah, you guys have never seen the show before, have you? Keir had the foresight to at least watch a couple of older series on the iPlayer before taking part in this. Should have taken a leaf out of his book.
And while Johnny and co have a great time, like dogs enjoying a car ride while blissfully unaware they're on their way to have their bollocks off, Dean's sub-team set about identifying and sourcing the sweet avalanche.
It's a rose. Oh. Perfect. Can you reserve 12 for us? Do not give them to anybody else who calls you up.
Yeah, seriously, don't. Otherwise, the next flowers you see will be from underneath and through 6 feet of soil.
While back in Stratford, resident lexicographer Dean determines that
it's a quail next,
by which he means the peacock quill, and realising that he somewhat steamrolled the last negotiation, decides to let Frederick lead once again.
So how much would you usually sell this for?
It's $29.90, the price is displayed here.
For fuck's sake. This reminds me of that deleted scene from the first Borat film.
What is this? That's cheese. What is this? That's cheese. And this, what is this? Cheese also. And what is this one? That's cheese.
Normally we don't do discount, mate, you know.
20%. Okay, look.
Can we meet at 20? It's a nice round number.
£20. And I know it's
let me check my sister.
Yeah, mate, I just work here. I don't have the authority to give big discounts. And my last fag break was 3 hours ago and I'm climbing the walls here. Can't you just buy what you need and fuck off?
Happily though, the weary worker does get the go-ahead from his boss to sell the quill at £20. And while the sub-team also managed to buy the white avalanches at a decent price, on the other team, the quest to acquire those same flowers is proving rather more of an uphill battle.
We're going to go for the cheapest price. It's not really so much about the quality, it's really more about the price for us.
Okay, we pride ourselves on fresh flowers.
Yeah, I know you have to say that for marketing and PR purposes, but between us, we both know you've got a pile of surplus wilted crap out back, really.
Last question. Would there be any flexibility with price if we shouted you out everywhere saying you were the best flower shop?
Yeah, and we'll do it right out there, right now.
Please tell me you didn't just pull that Instagram influencer shit of payment through exposure.
Sadly, and undoubtedly to this poor woman's lasting regret, she agrees to the £2 per flower offer on this basis. Although true to their word, Johnny and the gang do give a shout out to the business once outside, to a street positively heaving with absolutely fucking no one. And speaking of exposure, that feels as fitting a moment as any to remind you that if you're enjoying this video, please do remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. I know it's a bit beggy, and no YouTuber likes doing it, but the reason is because YouTube's algorithm pushes and rewards videos that get the most engagement. Hence why rage bait and lolcow brain rot videos are so prevalent on this godforsaken platform. In other words, the more likes and comments a video gets, the more visible and easy to find it becomes for others who might want to watch it.
Anyway, that's the obligatory call to action taken care of. And now, back to the video.
Meanwhile, on the other team, with 3 items still to get and only an hour and a half left, Project Manager Max realises that time is now of the essence, and thus punctuality and a clear plan and direction based on Carlo's notes are essential.
Just confirm that I did get the right postcode for the pocket watch.
I believe you did, just give me a second.
Just want to make sure.
Banbury, where am I?
That's Eli Street.
Ah, bloody hell. As a man who suffers from ADHD and wasn't diagnosed or treated until the age of 34, I felt every fucking bit of that moment.
I couldn't hear it, it was very... The name of the shop, Pocket Watch.
Like, you've just got to stay on top of that.
Although for this task, I think my more immediate problem would have been that debit card that they've been using to pay for everything, and I assume the BBC provided them with. Absolutely no way my impulsivity could have coped or been trusted with that.
Didn't you get the wine?
No, but I got a can of long drink, a packet of Haribo, and this plushie of a shark.
You haven't explained to me what, in fact, you did do.
Well, I got a long drink because it looked tastier than the wine, the sweets because I was peckish, and the shark because, well, look at his teethy little face.
You're fired.
Oh, right, yeah, fair enough. Thank you, Lord Sugar, Karren and Tim, for the opportunity. Wrong door. Sorry.
Elsewhere, Bloodhound Nadia pins down a lead on the coal hod and the end piece of a boat hook, which, yeah, I'm sure will be enough.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
And Jordan secures a deal on the concave shoes for £4 less than the other team did. And speaking of the other team, Carlo is preparing to show off his superior negotiating and rapport building methods to Max, as he bids to land a bargain on the peacock quill.
The strategy from the morning, I know that you know this already, but the 50% opening, I'd like you to follow the same tactic. Are you ready?
I'm ready, guys. This is how you negotiate.
Hell yeah! That's me convinced. This is going to be so impressive that I'll be amazed if the shopkeeper isn't the one giving Carlo money to take the quill off his hands by the end of it.
16.
That's what we retail at.
Okay, is there kind of any movement on price by any chance?
Make me an offer.
Oh, that's very kind.
See, going well so far. But remember, not that you need reminding because obviously you know exactly what you're doing, but the agreed strategy here is to go in at 50% and then take it from there.
I was thinking maybe, £5 maybe?
Yeah. Sorry to flex my B in GCSE maths here, but that's not 50% of 16 quid.
Absolutely not. There's a little thing called a profit margin.
Of course.
Yeah, sorry to flex my A in GCSE business studies here, but yeah, business owners tend to have a real fondness for that sort of thing.
Do you ever feel good when you do a good gesture for people? How does it make you feel when you do something kind?
At £10, I am doing you a really good gesture.
Do you know what you are?
I mean, he's certainly built one hell of a rapport with this guy. Reminds me of the rapport I had with my old GCSE chemistry teacher.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to reach out my hand and I'm going to say, with a big smile, £9, and that would be absolutely amazing.
£10.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Go against what Max said, however, I felt it was just completely justified because out of all the team members today, I was the only one who built rapport with the client.
To be fair to Carlo, in the rapport stakes, I've definitely had 1 or 2 close friends like this in the past. Feigning interest in what I do, guilt-tripping, underhanded attempts to shortchange me, a seething, barely concealed resentment whereby I wanted them to get the fuck off my property. So in that respect, even though they've only just met, it's like they've known each other for years.
However, despite an atmosphere thick enough to be painting St. George's flags on roundabouts, The discounted price of £10 is eventually agreed on. But once outside, a furious Max decides there'll be no more Mr. Nice Guy, and wastes no time letting Carlo know what a harlequin and ruddy delinquent he's been.
I just want to get off my chest. I'm a little bit miffed that you went against our specific conversation.
Which was?
You went in higher. I could visibly see them getting irritated.
My father will hear about this.
Meanwhile, on the opposing sub-team, Nadia's lead on the coal hod pays off. But unfortunately, it appears as though the boat hook is a non-starter, as the shopkeeper only has the end piece to offer. That is until Liam has an ill-fated brainwave.
I don't know if it's going to fit, but...
My best snow shovel. It's up to here.
Hang on. Oh, look at that!
A fitting implement, really, considering we're effectively watching him dig his own grave.
And listen, I love his entrepreneurial mindset, but that is not what the specification was.
It's quite sad watching this much effort go into creating something you know is about to get angrily rejected with a load of verbal abuse thrown in. It's like watching the kitchen and waiting staff at a restaurant James Corden's decided to visit.
I made a rude comment, and it was wrong. It was an unnecessary comment. It was ungracious to the serve.
Except unlike James Corden, this is also quite funny and entertaining.
Do you have any tools that we can use to take this off?
Maybe try and knock it off.
As you're about to discover, I'm afraid the biggest tool in this operation is the bloke stood to your right.
And as time starts running out, both teams set about securing the last items they can and deciding which items they won't have time to chase down, with each missing item incurring a fine that will be added to the team's total at the end of the task. And while at the wine merchants, Johnny puts in an early bid for next year's Nobel Prize for Economics.
Got 17.5% off, so £3.30 is 10%, £1.15 is 5%.
But then you take my 75% chance of winning. If we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance.
25, 50, 75, 100, 70, so that's £167.40.
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably right. I mean, it's not. He's actually lying to you to wrangle an extra few quid out of you, but there's not enough time left to double check now, so in the immortal words of Shakespeare himself, tough shit, motherfucker.
On the other team, Max makes the decision to forego the Ophelia wine so as to arrive at the finishing line at the top of Warwick Castle on time.
I'm worried about time. We need to go for it. I don't think we can make another stop and get there in time.
Yeah, plus like 30 quid a bottle. I'm so not going to all the effort for that cheap plonk.
Plus, unbeknownst to Max, his sub-team are cutting it alarmingly fine.
Well, hopefully we'll make it on time, but just remember, get your running shoes on, because we've got to fly up that hill.
Oh, hark at Kate Bush over here.
Be running up that road. Be running up that hill. Be running up that building.
I'm concerned where our sub-team is.
Probably stopped off for a quick pint somewhere.
Time's up. I did say I wanted to be punctual. They're not here yet.
Come on, Liam.
I'm a little bit disappointed and a bit worried about the sub-team being late. Punctuality is key.
I mean, in fairness, these medieval castles were specifically designed and built to keep entire armies out. So you can't really be too angry at a small group of middle-class sales reps for having some difficulties.
But no matter, with all members of both teams assembled, the task draws to a close. And tomorrow, once the final spend figures have been calculated, one person on the losing team will be the third to leave. The next morning, Lord Sugar's pretend receptionist tears herself away from the same stock image of a random pie chart she's been staring at for the past 3 weeks for just long enough to answer the pretend telephone and send the candidates into the pretend boardroom. And once there, the first to come in for questioning is project manager Dean.
It's part of my background. I've been a bit of a wheeler and dealer in my past. I've always bought and sold.
Part of your background? What, you're a Shakespearean actor?
Nah, I'm a rather tiresome and played out caricature, actually.
I know nothing about Shakespeare.
I do, actually. If music be the food of love, play on.
Ah, yes, a very obscure Shakespeare quote, but only a truly cultured man would be aware of. Definitely not the sort of quote you could quickly Google the full version of and then learn off by heart so you could break it out to impress pretentious thickos at parties.
The excess of it that surfeiting the appetite might sicken and so die. The strain again came on that breathes upon a bank of violets.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. Are you impressed with that?
Very.
Yep, I rest my case. Man, if people are this easy to bedazzle, then for my next video, I might just jangle some keys at the camera whilst reciting random Oscar Wilde quotes I found on BuzzFeed.
We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. A cynic is a man who knows the price of everything but the value of nothing. No, please don't arrest me, officer. I swear I love nothing more than to do sex to women into their vaginas. I have nothing to declare.
Now, come on then, tell me what happened.
So yeah, we sort of went to the Shakespearean town.
Yeah, from here on in they fill up the episode with Shakespeare references at about the same rate Thames Water fills up the river it's named after with turds. So I'm going to keep a running tally in the top corner so we can count them. I make that 3 so far.
His wife answered the phone and they said they had 1 in stock.
No, and she said, and it's 18 carat.
Oh, she did?
She did.
Okay, so we missed that.
Oh, I see. So because his wife answered, you didn't bother paying attention, eh?
And after Frederick has expressed his mild annoyance at Dean for sidelining him from his own negotiation early on in the task, the talk turns to the unforgivable 0.7 kilos of extra rhubarb.
They came out of 5.75 kilos.
That's correct, Lord
And that is why I'm not allowing that, because you don't listen.
Yeah, dickhead.
And with the mood lowered, the floodgates open for Mia and Malika to join in the bickering.
Our price is 25 to 30, which was a completely fictitious figure. So I didn't appreciate your contribution, Malika, because it wasn't true.
And I did apologise.
Yeah? Well, sometimes sorry isn't good enough. I'll never be able to forgive or forget what you did that afternoon, you stupid, duplicitous harpy.
And the next to come under fire is Johnny.
Calculating how much you paid for the bloody thing, you've overpaid £4.10p.
Do you know what, Lord Sugar? That was the best maths I could do within the limited time.
Who's apparently never noticed that his phone has a free calculator app on it. And after Lord Sugar has finished constructively critiquing the efforts of Dean's team, he turns his attention to opposing project manager and former tennis player Max.
You became project manager, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
You became the merchant of tennis.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
One of the comments he made, Lord Sugar, was the reason why I was going to be on his side so he could keep an eye on me. You said it amongst a table of people, so yes, you did say that.
No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect.
Well, in keeping with the tennis theme, let's send it to Hawkeye, shall we?
Mr. England is challenging a goal from Mr. Brancati. The claim was called true.
I'd like you to be on my team and just like to supervise that.
Call stands. Mr. England has 2 challenges remaining.
Ample of opportunities to jump in and be proactive like the other team members in my team, and he didn't show that today.
No, you're going to hear this buzzword of lack of effort, Lord Sugar.
Yeah, don't listen to these cheap and lazy buzzwords like lack of effort, total liability, and worse than Hitler, and I wish he was dead, Lord Sugar.
And when the latest round of Max versus Carlo eventually comes to an end, the post-mortem inevitably turns to Liam's "We've got a boat hook at home" boat hook.
Yeah, I heard about the boat hook. You kind of improvised in it, didn't you?
Yeah, sometimes in business you have to improvise.
Unfortunately for Liam, it turns out this was one of those other times in business where you have to rigidly stick to the specifications, as his prototype boat hook shovel hybrid is predictably disallowed.
I've seen it, and if I pulled a boat with it, it'd fall apart.
Oh, I don't know. A gravy boat would probably be all right.
And once Chisola has faced a grilling over paying around £100 more for her team's pocket watch than the other team did for theirs, the bell rings for Max versus Carlo round 4.
The quill. The guy started off at £16.
I went into 5, Lord Sugar, but this was after I took an interest. I built great rapport.
Ah, another neurodivergency throwback for me. Being completely and blissfully unaware that I've really pissed someone off.
What did he say when you said a fiver then? He said...
Well, he didn't agree to a 5.
He was offended, Lord Sugar.
Yeah, I bet he was.
He wasn't offended. He wasn't offended.
No, he wasn't offended, Lord Sugar. We parted as mates. I mean, sure, he told me afterwards that I was no longer welcome in his shop and to never darken his door again. But I'm sure that was just friendly banter, like.
And after some interrogation over the missing items, it's time for the all-important results. And first up, Karren reveals that Dean's team's total spend, when added to the fines incurred for missing and wrong items, comes to a grand total of £535.15. While for Max's team, Tim announces that they actually spent far less than their opponents. An overall victory in the task seems to be in the bag. However,
you imposed fines of a total of £377.94. That gave them a grand total of £639.14.
Fines done you in. Well, Karren's team, I suppose, to quote William Shakespeare, all's well that ends well.
And as for the prize?
You're going from the origins of Shakespeare to a modern-day immersive performance of the gunpowder plot.
How immersive are we talking here? Like, does it still count as a performance if it involves an actual attempt at a coup, or...
But before we check in on that...
To quote our friend Mr. Shakespeare, to be or not to be, the question's going to be, who's going to be here next week?
So whose side are we on? Crown or plot? What do we think?
Yeah, go on, Dean.
Yeah, let's blow it up, man.
Oh yeah, I see what he meant now. I mean, just watching this is making me feel like I'm really there.
Stop! In the name of King James.
I mean, I jest, but it turned out the immersive aspect of this was no gimmick. When not long after the cameras stopped rolling, Dean and the rest of his team were captured, brutally tortured, and then taken to Westminster Hall to be hanged, drawn and quartered.
And while the late members of the other team have their heads prominently displayed on spikes as a warning to others, the losers head over to Lisa's Cafe for a cup of whatever passes for tea in this godforsaken non-lacquer banner hellscape. And some more finger pointing.
You didn't try.
We struggled from a time perspective and we had to make the collective decision to not get the Ophelia. I stand by that being absolutely the right decision.
Even though not getting it was literally the difference between winning and losing.
Harlow, I was disappointed in your contribution to the task.
Why yes, you filthy rapscallion, I am very cross indeed.
It's so contradictory, so you said that I lack contributions. So I say, guys, this task I'm going to be project manager or sub-team leader. Carlo, you may not.
I mean, he's got a point, to be honest. How can the same person be deemed too unfit, damaging and dangerous to be put in a position of power, while simultaneously being utterly useless and missing in action at every opportunity?
Pick yourself off the ground, I said your name. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Your taxes are coming down.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And slanging match over for now, the candidates head back to the boardroom, where Lord Sugar breaks down the amount of each fine, revealing that the penalty for not getting the wine was considerably the most costly of the lot.
The wine? Not so much Ophelia, more like a bloody failure.
Okay, yeah, that one was actually quite clever. Albeit ruined slightly by the fact that you just know he's been sitting on that line for weeks.
And in fairness to Max, in an uncharacteristic move for ex-British public school boys, he does hold his hands up and take full responsibility for the mistake. Sort of.
It was a collective decision, but I hold my hands up and say I had to make a call at the time. But alongside that, in my opinion, it's the fine and the boat hook.
And as if by magic, Lord Sugar then turns his attention to Liam's bootleg boat hook.
It was just a risk that I took, as it was either having no boat hook or...
Still no boat hook, but a Blue Peter DIY project that took ages to put together and wasted a lot of time.
And after Karren and Sir Alan have dunked on Chisola some more for overspending on the watch...
We're hoping for an all-action slugfest.
I think that your statements lack substance. It's like me saying I'm as good at tennis as Andy Murray. It doesn't make me as good at tennis as Andy Murray.
Oh, I don't know about that. I did some cursory research before making this video, and I happen to know that Max was made the University of Bath Tennis Club's men's first team captain 3 times between 2012 and 2015. How many times do you reckon that same accolade was bestowed on Andy Murray? Yeah, none. So who's to say which of them was the better player, really?
And it seems as though the rest of the team may be aware and starstruck by being in the presence of such a bona fide sporting legend, as all of them except Nadia side with Max and join in the pylon on Carlo.
Didn't get a chance to be a sub-team because nobody voted.
Comedy of Errors is another one of Shakespeare's famous statements.
And after referee Sugar has stepped in to stop this round, it's time for Max to decide who he's bringing back into the boardroom. Firstly choosing Liam, for being responsible for 2 of the 3 fatal fines. Even though, as Liam points out,
your 1 fine was greater than the 2 fines that we end up.
And Chisola for overspending on the watch.
Nah, not really.
Carlo for the reasons I've mentioned throughout.
Just to make you aware, Lord Sugar, Max had brought me back to this boardroom yesterday morning, and I was well aware.
And anybody with me is gonna get the full truth. And nothing but it, so help me God.
I would like to be able to quote my other bit of Shakespeare, but lay before me my sweet beds of flowers. But it's not really appropriate. You're not my sweet beds of flowers. You're bloody losers.
He really rested on his laurels with that Ophelia failure quip earlier, didn't he? No need to come up with another one. Yeah, you're not my sweet beds of flowers. More like my bell ends of cock.
And as the rest of the team head back to the house in shame, the boys remaining are told to wait outside so that Lord Sugar and his inner circle can talk shit about them in private.
What do you think?
He puts himself forward as this great strategist, but he didn't prioritise the most important items.
Oh, he's a master strategist, all right. How else do you think he was able to achieve that formidable 12-9 career win-loss record on the ITF Challenger Tour?
My big issue with Carlo is that he's claiming he wasn't given any responsibility. You don't need a title to lead.
Yeah? Well, tell that to His Excellency, President for Life, Field Marshal El Hadji Dr. Idi Amin Dada, VC, DSO, MC, Lord of all the beasts of the earth and fishes of the seas, and conqueror of the British Empire in general and Uganda in particular.
And upon their return, Max denies poor planning and sole responsibility on his part for the loss of the task, instead putting the emphasis on Liam's boat hook cock-up, which incurred a significantly lower fine than Max's decision to not bother getting the wine did.
Lord Sugar, I took a risk. In business, it's all about taking risks.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but in the real world it's not, is it? I imagine most of the time it's about sage, rational, tried and tested stuff with a history of working far more often than not, rather than simply going, yeah, fuck it, it'll probably be fine. You know? There's a reason most of the people you see drunkenly wandering through traffic and swearing at pigeons in the park aren't also successful CEOs, for instance.
Take the risk on getting the wine, which is ultimately the failure of the task.
I took a big risk going forward and putting myself as project manager.
And nothing screams born to lead quite like responding to perfectly valid criticism with the same energy as an out-of-his-depth supply teacher who's going through an upsetting divorce.
And making an enemy of Liam comes back to bite Max in the arse a few moments later, when suddenly he becomes the one getting outnumbered during the next salvo of his bitter fight to the death with Carlo.
Carlo couldn't really put himself forward as the sub-team because Max had said clearly that he wanted to keep an eye on him throughout the day.
No, I didn't. I reject that.
You are fake news.
And at this point, Lord Sugar has heard enough, opening his summary by immediately sending Liam through to week 4, on the basis of the entrepreneurial spirit he showed with the creation of Dr. Frankenstein's boat hook, meaning it's now a straight 50-50 choice between Max and Carlo. And ultimately,
Carlo, you're fired.
It's Carlo who becomes the third candidate to be shown the door. Although Sir Alan does have some stern parting words of warning for Max.
Your scapegoat's gone now, right? I've got my eyes on you, Max.
While outside, Carlo embarks on the long, probably pretty pricey taxi ride back to the northeast.
This is not the last you're going to see of Carlo Brancati.
Damn right it's not. You're getting interviewed by Tom Allen on the Apprentice You're Fired after show immediately following this.
Later on, back at the house, the deceased members of Dean's team of traitors have thankfully been resurrected and reanimated. And when Liam and Max return, the devastating loss of Carlo hits the remaining candidates hard.
Grief affects different people in different ways.
And as always, the episode draws to a close with a short teaser for the next one, in which the candidates will be tasked with turning produce into street food. I'm not sure when I'll be able to find the time to make that review, but from what I remember of this episode from watching it the first time around, it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun, and you will not want to miss that one.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, do remember to leave a like before you leave. It only takes a couple of seconds, and as I said earlier, it really helps me and the channel out. And if you want to be notified when my review of the next episode lands, and indeed my other subsequent videos,
And if you're really keen, or just bored and have more time to kill, do also check out my existing videos, as well as my other links in the description. These include my Ko-fi, where I upload my videos that fell foul of YouTube's broken copyright detection system, my Twitter, on which I seem to be shadow banned now, thanks to all the mean things I keep saying about its utterly ridiculous owner, my Instagram, and my Blue Sky, both of which I'm quite new to and, thanks to being a very old man now, I'm struggling to get the hang of or utilise properly.
But that aside, thank you once again, and I'll hopefully be back with new stuff very soon.
William Shakespeare.
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 William Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Mr. Shakespeare. Shakespeare's
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.